and I can't walk long. Like carry something, I will not carry it for so long. It will start paining.
Daniel's battle with the pains of inguinal hernia began at the tender age of 2. He needed a surgical operation to get his life back to normal. But as the years went by, his parents' financial plight made his dream of going to the operating room a mission impossible. As he grew older, the pains worsened. But on November 4, 2022, at the age of 17, he went under the knife for the much-needed operation. It came at no cost.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm Dr. Olo Okure. So we just did angiography for a young man with a left inguinal hernia. So we've just finished the procedure, and the patient is stable. The procedure was well tolerated, and we expect healing.
It's nearly 16 years ago now. Very, very painful. Before we get this opportunity to come and do this thing freely, some people told us about some doctors told us 150, 120, but we couldn't get that money. But it's a privilege for us to get this opportunity here, and we thank God for the people who got used to gather this program.
As the pains eased, a smile of joy and relief broke on his face.
Whenever I call, you are there.
Daniel is just one out of thousands of people in and outside of Ogbomoso whose battles with various health challenges have received free medical attention in the last 3 years. Thanks to Ijeru Mega Outreach, a medical intervention organized by a non-governmental organization, Czech Medical Missions, and the Onpetu of Ijeru Land, His Royal Majesty Oba Sunday Oladapo Oyediran, the Opetu of Ijeru Kingdom in Oyo State, Nigeria. They are poor, and only outreaches like these give them hope. It was therefore no surprise when the special guests flooded the palace of the Oba on November 4 and 5.
Palace belongs to the people, so I can't deny them access or the usage of the palace, not at all.
As early as 5 a.m., they were already at the gate, even though the program was scheduled for 7 a.m. The CEO of Czech, Dr. Adeleye Babarisa, and his team were at the gate to usher them in.
Pastor Ige. Ọládìméjì Deborah.
It wasn't long before the palace came alive with thousands of people burdened with minor and life-threatening health problems. They were not only residents of Ijeru Kingdom. Many of them had come from distant communities. Children, youths, the elderly. No group was left out.
Àwọn tó rí wa àti wà nígbà láti 5 o'clock láàárọ̀ àdẹ̀tí fáwọn èèyàn nọ́mbà torí àfẹ́ kí nọ́mbà yẹn dàrú torí kò da ẹ tó wá ní 5 kó má ti rí kan ṣe ẹ tó ẹsẹ̀ bọ̀ ní aago 10 ọ aago 9 kó wá rí kó máa lọ torí pé ó lógójú so ìkọ́ta fi ń ṣe gbogbo ètò yẹn nìyẹn.
Trouble of eyes. About 4 years ago, When I'm listening to the radio, I heard that there should be a program of taking care of it at this palace.
I'm here because I want to do my hair, my eye. I'm very happy because I have no means of money, so that I should have gone to do it. But as this one is established, I thank God.
And it's so well arranged because they have given us numbers, so there will be no problem about pushing one another.
I really arrange everything well. We are sitting conveniently. We are preparing chairs, canopy, no problem with anybody.
The people were aware of the fact that this timely intervention was orchestrated by God. So when it was time to kick off with prayers and praises, the atmosphere was electric.
ṣe ìtẹ́wọ́gbà ògo forúkọ yín Jésù Olúwa wa.
It was never going to be an easy task for the organizers and volunteers, but with a dedicated team of over 100 medical personnel willing to give their best, the program began in earnest. They had 2 days to spare, and they made the most of them, offering services that covered general consultation, eye care and distribution of glasses, physiotherapy, laboratory tests, dental care and tooth extraction, pharmacy services, among others. With high demand, they had no choice than to walk deep into the night. Those at the theater had only 3 to 4 hours to catch some sleep as they worked all night long. There was no reason to complain.
I'm sure we probably would have seen quite thousands of patients, they're probably close to 2,000. We thank God for what God has helped us to do. You can see my voice is gone. We worked till in the theater till about 4 a.m. yesterday because we had to attend to all the patients. And we're also trying to see if we will be able to attend to all the patients that is coming today. Even till now, people are still coming in. Someone just told me he just arrived now. And we thank God for the opportunity for impact. And we hope that more people begin to do great things like this.
Say a big thank you to Check Missions, Check Medical Missions, because seeing everybody around gives me joy. Because when we look at things that are happening around the country, you will see that a lot of people really need help. And if at this point in time God has helped us to bring Check Medical Missions to our people, at least we've been doing this for over 3 years now. And as you can see that we have quite a number of people that really need help. So if we can do this for our people, I think this gives us joy, and we're happy doing it by the grace of God.
I think I would have to say it boils down to my nature. God created me in a unique way that I have compassion for those whom I think they are less privileged. And I've always been doing that. Even when I was working in an organization, I decided to sacrifice my comfort, my conveniences to fight for the masses, the commoners among the working class then. I was into labor in my own capacity then, and I think it is that compassion that has moved me when I got to the throne to always be looking for the welfare of my people and the well-being of my people.
Physiotherapy arm of CHEK, and then basically our duty is to be in charge of rehabilitating patients, people who have had some level of injury or the other. Mostly we have been seeing patients, elderly patients, who have one issue or the other with their knee, back. Some of them have neck complaints, and then because of the kinds of occupation that they do, most of them are farmers. Most of them get to do a lot of trekking. There's no means of transport, so they come down with musculoskeletal injuries, and then when they come in, we can easily determine. Many of them, they walk, their walking is bent, and you can easily see what's wrong with them. So it gives us an opportunity to be able to address their cases, and then we ask them questions, they express themselves, and then it has been an interesting adventure working with them, trying to get to know the prevalent issues within this community and also addressing them.
This is the nursing unit. We are basically monitoring their vital signs, their blood pressure, and we are sorting them out to the various services that are going to be offered during this outreach.
At the pharmacy unit, we have a lot of drugs available. We have anti-ulcer drugs, we have analgesics, we have antihypertensive drugs, we have diabetes drugs, and lots for everybody to get. Everybody's going to get drugs that they need, and even more than enough for them to take home.
This is the dental section of the CHEK outreach team, and we are more concerned about the oral health of every individual or every patient, so to say, that comes around here. So we want to, in overall, ensure that they are having a good and healthy oral cavity. So what we do is we clinically examine them, ask if they also collect histories, clinically examine them, and know exactly differential diagnosis or situations or conditions or disorders or whatever it is. Like a man we just saw was having a cyst, and we were able to diagnose that, which we are going to be carrying out a mass rather on the in his mouth, which we are going to be carrying out a surgery for tomorrow morning. So we get to know exactly what is wrong with them, either with their tooth, with their mouth, surrounding inside or outside, intra or extra orally, around their everything that concerns their oral cavity. So we try our very best to ensure that we relieve them of their pain, give them as much as we can the procedures, the treatments we can give them and offer them right here instantly. And if we are going to have a surgery, if it's going to be a surgical procedure, we prep them up for the surgery, which is going to take place tomorrow, however.
The eye unit, giving us free glasses, drugs, tablets and capsules. What I've actually found out from the patient right now is that most of them can't see clearly until they have to move closer, and they can't see far and they can't see from far until they have to move closer at the same time, and vice versa. But we're having glasses that we're giving them at the same time, and we are trying to use drugs to correct their defect at the same time. So that's it.
Most especially my eyes. I brought my eyes here. I have a problem of eyes. I can't read clearly, and they have attended to me.
I'm feeling okay with it, and I'm happy because I open my phone and I read, not like before.
So basically at the medical laboratory unit we'll be rendering some tests, which includes urine analysis tests, fasting blood sugar. We'll be doing some vital structures as RPS. We'll be doing hepatitis tests for patients, because these are the tests they will need to prepare them for surgery. So that's what we are doing here. As you can see, most of my colleagues are here too, and this is where we have our tests being done.
Whenever I call, you are there. Whenever I pray.
Thank God for wisdom to coordinate the crowd, and it was really a great outreach. So we really trust God for grace also for tomorrow.
We really appreciate the hosts for helping out a lot, because they really took care of us and provided a lot. So it's not really been easy, but we thank God. At least we've been able to feed as many volunteers and participants as much as possible.
The first challenge we had was finance, because we had to cater for a lot of people, providing accommodation. At least this year we had over 100 medical personnel around, so providing accommodation, feeding, transportation and everything. But God has been so faithful. God has been so faithful. God has been so faithful.
Well, we just completed a direct inguinal hernia, and it took us about 30 to 40 minutes. It's what it has been carried in for quite some time now, and we did it absolutely free of charge for him. And interestingly, he came all the way from Ipako. That's almost about 3 hours to 4 hours to this place, and we're glad that he's able to get it done. And he's fit, as you can see, as a fidu. And in the next few minutes, he'll be eating, and he'll be very fine. Thank you.
Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run alààyè, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn dókítà tí wọ́n ràn mí lọ́wọ́, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọba ìlú yìí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ tí wọ́n ràn mí lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe iṣẹ́ abẹ tó ó ti wà lára mi ti pẹ́, bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sówó láti ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà tí àwọn dókítà gbé ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ yìí wá, wọ́n láwọn máa ṣe fún wa, inú mi dùn púpọ̀. torí iṣẹ́ oko mò ń ṣe ìgbà míì tí mo bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó bá dì mí báyìí màá fi iṣẹ́ yẹn lẹ̀ báyìí pọ́sẹ̀ kan ló bá tó rìlíìsì mi màá tó máa lọ ibi iṣẹ́ ìgbà tí ò tí ì ságbára bẹ̀tẹ̀ mi gan ní máa ń dì mí inú oṣù keje yìí mo bá gún àgbàdo mi inú oṣù kọkànlá yìí màá ṣe bẹ̀tẹ̀ èrò ọlọ́run èrò mi ọ̀pápọ̀ mọ́ èrò ti ọlọ́run ó ní kí n bá àwọn dókítà pàdé wọ́n pè mí látòkò pé kí n wá ṣe ìwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ yìí o kó má lọ mo dẹ̀ wá ó dẹ̀ yọrí sáyọ̀ mo dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́run mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn dókítà wọn ò ní ṣiṣẹ́ ṣe o lágbára ọlọ́run àṣeyẹ ni wọ́n máa ṣe.
The operations are taking place, the surgeries are taking place, and you saw the number of people that have been operated on. There's one woman here whom we brought all the way from Ibadan just to come and give testimony of her experiences. She had a goiter last year and that she was operated on free of charge. So when you see people like that who are ready to tell others what God has done to them through this mission, it gives me joy. People who are not ashamed to tell others that it was God that did this for them, and it is God that is going to do your own for you.
Okay? That's the tone. Don't get too close, sister, please. That's the tone. Expanding the bone. So this is soft, you see? This part of the bone has been softened by the tone. So now we're taking it out.
Having now is what we call thyroidectomy. The woman with enlarged thyroid gland, so it's undergo surgery that we call thyroidectomy, and patient has already anesthetized, that the patient is already put to sleep, and the surgery is ongoing. So you can see team of our surgeon, 3 of them, both the leading surgeon and then the assistant surgeon. They are working on the patient to remove the thyroid gland, that is the enlarged thyroid gland.
Flexion. Right. So the permanent flexion. So we need to release these bands that are holding down the hands and then make it normal with the other one. That's what we're going to do for the child. Yeah. So it's going to be like a 30 minutes procedure. Then,
Ọlọ́run nítorí pé kò síjọ́ kan tí wọ́n rí ọwọ́ yìí ṣe nítorí pé kò síjọ́ kan tí ìrọ̀wọ́ náà inú mi máa bàjẹ́ ni but ìgbà tá a gbọ́ pé kábíyèsí òun pétú wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ètò abẹ bá a ṣe wá bẹ̀ a sì rí dókítà Olúwaṣeun Olúwàgbà ògo Olúwaṣeun tí wọ́n rí ṣe inú mi dùn gidi gan o.
This surgery this year has been quite overwhelming. The first day we had to leave as late as 4 a.m. just because we wanted to cover all the cases. Yesterday we actually finished. We had to just go through half of the cases because the cases were quite much and asked some of them to come today. We really don't know when we're going to finish today, but I have assured the patients that we are here for them. We're not doing this for any reason than because we have true love. We're not doing this because we want anything from them, but because we believe that God loves and cares about them. So we're going to be going the whole stretch to meet as many surgical needs as possible. For some of the cases that we can't do here, we'll make arrangements for them to do it. And I must let you know that we have done a wide variety of cases here. We just completed the thyroidectomy, and that's a surgery that would cost about almost $500,000 naira when you look at all the total costs. We we're also doing other neck masses. We're doing ionotomy in children. We've done hernias, including very, very massive. hernias, we've done lipomas, we've removed a breast lump, wide varieties of surgeries.
Country, you will see that quite a number of people are suffering in silence. For example, there was a woman that came with her baby. They want to go for a surgery and they billed them for 560,000 naira since last year, so they were unable to do it. So when they heard that we're having a free surgical things for people, they came around, you know, and that woman is just one of those people that really needs help. And these were the things that actually motivated us. Some people as low as 40,000 naira they cannot afford for surgery. Some as low as 10,000, 20,000 they cannot afford it. So when God gave us this vision and we're able to partner with them, Check Medical Missions, we saw it as a form of a retreat, a form of what is it called again? Like a ministry to people, like an outreach.
Eye surgery unit of the outreach, and what we're doing today is we're doing free eye surgeries for people. You know, the burden for this started 2 years ago when we had our first mega outreach in Ogbomoso. We realized that more than 50% of the patients that came had eye problems, and we had no plans for eye surgeries. We're just giving eye glasses and eye drops and other eye care, and then we had a burden in our hearts and trusted God that the following year we'll be able to do some eye surgeries. And we started last year with quite a number of eye surgeries, 8 cataract surgeries to be precise, and this year we're going to be doing at least 16 eye surgeries. And this is wonderful because the eye need is a major need in this part of the world, and cataract is a preventable cause of blindness. And we're glad that we are able to put smiles on people's faces, we're able to solve people's problems. And we're also glad that we're doing double what we are doing this year. And we're trusting God that by next year, we'll be talking about hundreds of cataract surgery, because the burden for eye care is actually much. And we also want to appreciate the eye surgeon in charge, Dr. Susan Adepoju of Rafa Specialist Eye Clinic, for volunteering to assist us with this. You know, we shared the burden with her last year because we knew we needed several millions to put up things like this, the equipment and all that. And she bought into the burden, and through their partnership, we were able to successfully organize this outreach. And we are trusting God that the partnership will keep getting bigger and bigger.
For pterygium surgery, we remove a growth, a fleshy growth on the transparent part of the eye, so that it doesn't cause the person to go blind by covering the surface of the eye. And it also removes the discomfort, pain, redness, grittiness, and other symptoms that follow pterygium. So essentially, what we did today is to restore vision from both the cataract surgery and the pterygium surgery.
And the first one I did was 80,000 to 120 with transportation in the Benin Republic. So now Check is doing it for me free, and I appreciate.
First of all, I thank God. I thank Check Missions, and I thank Dr. Adile Babarisa. Sometimes 2001, they came to Ife on this mission, and they promised by July they will call on me. And I was very, very wondered. About 3 weeks ago, Dr. Babarisa sent the message to me
that I should come on first for check, and today I should come for the surgery. And I thank God they did it and it's successful. So I give thanks to them very much. The whole mission, the sponsors, but I give thanks to them and I give thanks to God.
I'm having cataracts in my eyes, my left eyes. So I cannot see before. So I did the surgery now. So I'm feeling better.
It's not the first time the people of Ijeru are hosting Czech medical missions. The synergy between their king, Oba Sunday, and the organization is now in its third year.
Three years ago when we came across Czech medical mission, and I discovered that their interest is the same as my interests, and that is how to take the medical treatment to the unreached people, and secondly, how to preach the word of God to the needy and give them the support medically they need. So that has been our concern. That was how we came about the outreach that we are doing now presently.
We leave everything into the hands of God because He leads and we follow. So we're trusting God that last year was not as big as this. So we're trusting God that next year will be bigger by His mercies.
With a team made up of committed members willing to give their time, talent and resources, Czech continues to grow at a speed beyond the imagination of many. The founders believe it takes God to experience total healing, hence their reliance on prayers, the word and the turning of men to Christ.
All things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you. So, my question is, answer myself, are you born again? Almost everybody raised their hand.
Together with the royal family of Ijeru land, they are moving mountains and breaking barriers long ignored.
We are Czech family. We are one family. We are Czech. We are one. We are Czech family. We are one family. We are Czech. We are one.
Let's laugh ourselves. So who is confident? There's a bridge that talks about Christ. Who can sing the bridge confidently?
As this year's edition comes to an end, the happy faces of people like Danny and others who got a chance to enjoy a healthy life will continue to encourage the organizers. This is what they wanted to achieve. They are achieving it and do not intend to stop in spite of the challenges.
Generally, it was quite awesome. It was quite awesome. We were able to help a lot of people. We had more than enough glasses for those that needed glasses. In addition to cataract, we did pterygium surgery this year. And it's just something that we're excited about. And it puts Czech at a very vantage position as one of the leading medical mission organization in Africa. The population for this outreach was about 5,000. And our targets for surgery was about 200, but from the estimates we have now, we're looking at over 4,000. We still have to, because looking at people that have come, from when we started the outreach, including the preparations for surgeries and all, we're looking over 4,000. And for surgeries to, for now, can estimate about 150 plus. But when we finish doing our collation, we'll know the total and exact estimates for the outreach.
A great success, and my indicators for success will be the number of people that came, the number of people that were attended to. For example, in the dental unit where I headed, every patient that came that needed dental treatment were able to treat. There were 2 cases of surgery that from a 2-month-old, 2 weeks baby, and a 1-month-old baby that requires surgery, which are the spots we couldn't operate, but we're able to connect them with a team that will be able to operate them once they are 3 months, and it's also be done free. So I believe it's been a success because everyone that came we attended to, and that makes it a success for me. And also the team that came to work, the check team, the number, we had about 100 volunteers, and from all specialties. That makes it a success because you're able to get a crop of volunteers from across the spectrum of medical care.
The soul to move ahead, irrespective of what. We inconvenience ourselves to provide this support for our people. The challenge has been lack of support by the well-meaning, the well-to-do people in our community. But they look at it as if, well, you have more than enough, that is why you can do all this. But nobody is having more than enough. We are only sacrificing to give little out of what we have to support our people. Because Jesus said, if you do this for any of my people, you've done it for me.
I firstly want to bless the name of the Lord for somebody or some organization like CHEK, whom the Lord is using to provide free health program for people in Ogbomoso. Likewise, I want to appreciate Baba Onkpetu for the privilege given to us in Ogbomoso. Honestly, I want to tell you that in Ogbomoso here, many people are dying in silence. All because there is no money for majority to take care of themselves, and they are suffering of diverse diseases and sicknesses. So we really bless God for this program, but we still want more of it because there are many people that they need such attentions. They are poor, they don't have enough money to cater for themselves or to take care of their health. So the health of people in this community is in need of more attention.
We thank God for what we're doing. We encourage people, people in government, people in the academia, people, business people, corporate people in the corporate industry, to continue working with us. Continue working with us, because that's the way we can get this done. We wouldn't have gotten this done without the support of the Oyo State government, through the National Primary Health Care Division of Oyo State. We also had the help of people, supporters all over the world, philanthropists all over the world, and also the academics too. I mean, we have several specialists, surgeons, anesthetists, eye surgeons, specialists, oral masturbation, facial surgeons. You can see, apart from surgery we also did oral masturbation surgeries. I mean, that was also part of the surgery we did. So we need more specialists to actually volunteer for the services that we are rendering. I must tell you that we've not paid any of those people. We wish we could pay them, and we're trusting God to bless us more, but they are coming to do it out of the love of Christ. There's nothing wrong if we pay them, it's their service, they are trained to do it. And we are encouraging more specialists to also come, and see how they can help us to do this. You can find out. Our records are there, it's open. Most of what we do is it's based on people's voluntary donations. And we hope very soon we'll have corporate partners. For now, we don't have any major corporate partner. We just have people, small businesses, individuals who are supporting this work. So we encourage more support, and we know that with more support we can take this to all parts of Nigeria.